lights, cameras, action. Now let's engage in the dialogue. Let me browse through your mind like a catalog. Conscious metaphysics, allow me to break down the specifics. Educate, motivate. If you don't feel free, you can liberate. An LLC is what I'm building, the #1 podcast in the building. So let me slide on up in the Bentley truck in my Versace shirts. They can't get enough of this deep conversation, expansion, elevation. I'll send you a link you can tap in. It ain't quite what I used to do back then. Now I get it on the front and the back end. Multiple money streams keep coming in. Enlightened, empower, evolve. Enlightened, empower, evolve.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. I want to say that because I've been saying that for the longest time. I've graduated from the belief to knowing that everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again because I enjoy talking to people, educating myself, educating other people, highlighting, becoming aware, enlightening conversations from around the world. You know it. Today is no exception. I have an amazing guest today who is an award-winning author, keynote speaker, real estate mentor, and business consultant. He is very passionate about seeing as well as helping others win. In his first published work, the book on estate hacking, he shares various ways to insert yourself into the industry, regardless of funds, credit, or licensing. His main focus was to eliminate any barriers that would hinder anyone from jumping all the way into real estate. Without further ado, I introduce you, the man himself, Najee Wyatt. How you doing today, Najee?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much.
Yes. I also believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to share some of your time and the history of your timeline here with me, I just want to extend my sincerest gratitude to you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yes.
Likewise.
Yes. And you know what? I want to share this what I relayed to you prior to this segment. This is a special show. Every show is special, but this is a groundbreaking show for the Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved podcast, because as I was sharing with Mr. Wyatt prior to this segment, us going live, that I have never really talked about economics or real estate or anything in that aspect. I mostly focused on the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, the physical healings and all that. But today, my man Wyatt, Mr. Wyatt, Najee Wyatt, is going to educate us a bit on the real estate game. So let's just jump right into it, man. First of all, you're an award-winning author. Let's elaborate on that. How did that come about? I mean, how'd you end up writing this book, man?
I had a very interesting journey, and it's kind of fascinating when you walk the path. It starts to unfold for you, and you begin to see opportunities that weren't necessarily where you're aiming at, but here they are, and I consider them blessings. So
Yes.
I wanted to get into real estate a long time ago, and I always thought that the barrier of entry was a fix and flip. I had no idea about anything else. And me and a good friend of mine, Terrell, what's up, Terrell? We used to sit in his apartment and watch Property Brothers. And we were thinking like, how can we get into real estate? And we figured we needed a bunch of money. So we got our CDLs together, thinking like, hey, if we can save up enough money, we could do a fix and flip.
Excuse me.
And that essentially,
elaborate on that. What's that?
Commercial driver's license.
Okay.
I drove semi-trucks. I did 47 states, almost 600,000 miles. I've never caused an accident. And I also have 2 defensive driving certifications as well. So I had a lot of fun out there, and all in the hopes of getting into the real estate industry. I didn't know that I didn't need any cash. I didn't know I didn't need a license or any particular credit it was this illusionary world that I was in, which I would say maybe 99% of the people, that the population that go to work, have no idea about this other side of real estate.
Right,
So
right,
I'm trying to save up money and get things going. And I was making a lot of money driving trucks. So I tried a
right.
couple failed mentorships that didn't work for me. 4 years ago, I found a really good mentor, Ed Hayes. What's up, Ed? That's my guy. So he mentored me in the right direction and actually helped me get my first deal, and really held me by the hand and showed me the do's and don'ts, because it took me over 2 years to get my first deal. So he showed me, the do's and don'ts. I actually secured my first deal and was able to create a system to where we can get multiple closings every month. So
Wow, wow.
from there I started mentoring, and it was kind of funny how that came about. And it was a friend of mine that reached out and asked, like, hey, do I teach, do I mentor? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I just put myself out there. And within a month and a half, I had like 11 clients, and
Okay.
everything was going really fast paced. And during this time, I was thinking like, I want to write a book. I want to put some of my experiences in this book and be as informative as I can, because it took me over 2 years to get that first deal. So I
Right,
wanted to
right,
outline the industry and just dispel the myth that you have to have good credit, that you
right.
have to have your own money, because you don't, and you don't need a real estate license either. People approach me all the
What?
time when they find out that I'm doing real estate, and they think that I'm licensed. I don't have a license at all,
No real
and
estate license.
don't have a real estate license at
Wow.
all.
Because that's what I was going
And
to ask you. I was going to say, did you go through the course and get your real estate license? But you already answered that question. So, okay, let's go.
so
Move forward.
so
What were you saying?
my schooling came from uh I would say a strenuous learning curve of
Right.
making improper investments. Because I was driving trucks, I had money coming in every week. And I didn't have any kids or a family or anything like that. It was pretty much myself and my dog to take care of. So I can afford to make, a mistake here, a mistake there. It didn't really affect me that much. I had spent upwards of $20,000.
Wow.
I don't want to say that I don't ever want to use the term wasted, because
Right. Right.
in the learning curve, that's where you're going to learn your do's and don'ts. So I don't ever want to say I wasted $20,000. I like to say that that's how much a large part of my education cost, just making different mistakes, not knowing what I didn't know. And it wasn't
The
until
school of hard knocks, the school of learning, the school of experience. Yeah, sorry for interrupting you, but
oh no, you're fine.
I just had to elaborate on that because yes, I'm a firm believer, excuse me. I'm a firm believer in that. That mindset that you have right there, just I have to highlight that of not of saying that it's nothing's wasted and you just take the experiences, you take those losses. That's how you become a winner. Winners, they show you what you see as the finished, polished product, but they took a lot of losses to become winners. And even winners still take losses. They just keep on going. They just got that resilience. They have that focus. They have that determination, that resilience, and yes, I just had to say that.
Indeed, indeed. I appreciate that. And
Right,
and in regards to the learning curve, with me making certain mistakes and driving the truck, it wasn't as costly for me. It wasn't until I started working with Ed, where he would be
right,
coaching me and I would be talking to him, and I would say, "Hey, look, man, I'm gonna go. Something over here might cost 2 or 3 thousand," and I'm like, "I'm gonna go do it." And he would say, "Hey, hold on 1 second now," and he would always kind of reel me back and say, "Look, I don't think that that's the best decision. Your money could be best allocated doing this right here." And he saved me so much money just
right.
by having the guidance of working with someone that's been there and done that.
And see,
You
let
know,
me elaborate right there. Let me hit the pause button right there. That's important too. Everyone I'm speaking to, having some sort of mentor, it's always good. I mean, yes, you want to do things yourself. Yeah, we go through this thing. Well, I don't want to have to give credit to people. Yes, you can still do it yourself, but at the same time, get somebody that's been there. And get that mentorship, that wisdom, and most of the time, if someone sees you serious about yours, they'll have no problem with sharing some insight with you. Yes, yes. Go ahead, Najee. I'm enjoying
indeed.
listening to you, man.
So fast forward, I'm able to start closing deals. Now I have clients. I want to
Right,
write this book, and I didn't necessarily know how to go about it because I had never wrote a book before. It seems
Right.
kind of easy. Just start writing.
Right.
But there's so many different intricacies that go into writing a book that I didn't know until I actually started writing it. And I was able to get linked up with a New York Times bestselling author by the name of Raymond Aaron. He's written and published, I want to say 147 books,
Wow.
and over 50 of them have been top 10 bestsellers. He's one of 9 people on the planet to be paid $1 million for a single speech. They gave him $1 million for a 90-minute speech. So when I presented him my book, he loved it. And I didn't know at the time that he was a licensed agent and that he had done $500 million in real estate. I had no clue. So
You see how
he wrote
things
the forward.
you see how things come together right there. You have your
Right.
I want to see that. And excuse me if when I elaborate on things, I just want to highlight what you're saying. But you have a purpose. You have direction. You know what you want to do, and things are coming to you. You're attracting. Yes, go ahead.
Right. So yeah, and I was just fascinated when he told me how he felt about it, and then
Right.
he shared with me that he was licensed and the amount of properties that he has been invested in, and I was just like, this is just a dream come true. So he also gave me this award too. So he gave me the real estate mentor and consultant award.
Wow. And let me see that book again too. That's an amazing award. When did you get that award?
He presented me this award in April,
Oh, okay.
and
So
my
this
book came out in January.
okay, and your book now, the book on estate hacking. Where can you find it?
If you go to right there, you'll see the website
Okay.
right here, www.thebookonestatehacking.com.
Okay.
You could also go to, if you want to follow me or get in contact with me, you can go to Meet Najee, MEETNAJEE.com. There's a link on there where you can purchase my book, or you can follow me on different social media platforms, as well as schedule bookings on my calendar.
Right. And I will be sure to incorporate these links also to your book and to you in the description, the information at the bottom of this video and audio, because it'll be on other platforms other than YouTube. It'll be on Spotify, Pandora, Apple, all the podcast um, sites. So I'll make sure that I have your links so that people can just read in the description and click on that, man, get that book. So
Awesome. I
give us a
appreciate
little
that.
insight of what the book says. I mean, don't without giving away too much, just give us a little brief summary. You said it basically tells you your story on how you know
Well, there's certain things in there about my story. It's more so of how to structure a business. If you want to
oh
get into real
business.
estate, this is
Right.
going to show you how to make money. Now, there's some mistakes and different experiences that I have put in there, but this is
Right.
going to show you how to do what I'm currently doing. This is going to show
Without a
you
real estate license and all that.
right, right,
Okay,
without
see,
having to jump in a semi truck and drive 47 states to get a bunch of money. This is
you
going to
did all
show
the
you how to
hard work and now you got the blueprint. That's what that is.
right, because
Okay.
I'm teaching people how to close deals in their first 30 days. It took me over 2 years just because I didn't understand what I didn't know.
And you
So
put
this
that
this
insight in that book.
yes,
Okay.
yes, everything
Get that book.
is in this book. Is in this
Get
book.
that book.
It's
Whoever's
on
interested.
Amazon. It you'll find it anywhere where books are sold. So
Najee Wyatt, right?
you got it, Najee
Yes,
Wyatt.
go on Amazon, look up Najee Wyatt, get that book, that real estate book, if you're interested. And I just learned something new. I mean, I always learn something new, but that stood out to me because I had been contemplating real estate, and now you telling me you don't have to do that studying and and get a license to do. I want to read that book. So
Some of my
yes,
some of my clients are licensed agents.
right,
It's kind
right,
of
right,
funny. But the book essentially, I talk about a strategy called wholesaling,
right.
and that's essentially where you have someone that's trying to sell a property, you have someone that's trying to buy a property, they don't know each other, and you need to marry them in the middle. So you get paid for being a matchmaker essentially. You
Wow.
go put the property, and I'm going to make it sound simple, but there are some things that are very difficult when you do this, but you put the property under contract as if you're going to buy it.
Right.
You're able to then mark that price up and then sell it off to an investor who's essentially going to invest in the property, bring it up to market value, and they're either going to put a premium tenant in there or flip it on the market. So you're the person in the middle that's getting the investor what they're looking for, and you're also helping the seller get what they're looking for too. Because these people, I typically look for people that are off market, people that aren't dealing with a real estate agent, and that's essentially what the investors are looking for. Like, hey, we want the best off market deals. And if you can structure that properly on paper, then there's a lot of upside in it for you as the person that's being the matchmaker.
Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. And see, I don't want to ask, excuse me, too many in-depth questions because I want people to get that book and find out that those secret recipe that you composed in there. So that's amazing. Um, and you are that book is a number one bestseller as well.
No, 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 that is not a bestseller.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They just presented
But it
me an
will be.
award with it.
But it will be. But it will
It
be.
will be, Lord willing, it will be.
Yes, yes, yes. It's becoming that now. We're speaking that into existence. Yes, yes. And
Love it.
you're also a keynote speaker. So, I mean, when you speaking about these real estate, uh, correct?
I'll speak about anything. It's pertaining to what the client needs, what their
Right,
organization is in need of. But I'll speak about anything, not necessarily just getting up there and talking about myself,
right,
but it's more so like, hey, what is this? What is the goal of this organization? Like, what are they looking for?
right, right. So yes, that's amazing. And when did that your book come out?
That came out January 19th of this year,
January
at the
19th.
beginning of the year.
And just to get off a little bit off script, there's no script, but did you ever think a year or two ago that you would be a published author? Or
I
was that
never,
always a goal of yours?
no, no, I had no idea. I never thought I would be a semi truck driver. And it's like, at the end of the day, I wanted to do real estate. Then, I got into trucks. But if someone would have told me before I started driving trucks, hey, you're going to be a truck driver, I would have been like, no way. If someone would have said, hey, you'll be an author, I could see that.
Right,
But when I started real estate, I never planned to write a book.
right,
And then when I started writing a book, I never planned for it to be what it became.
right,
Because
right.
this book I have a lot of other opportunities that this book is open up for me.
Of course. And I just want to commend you and take the time to commend you for doing that because um what this shows me, and I'm just giving my perspective, is that you are a student, period, and a teacher, which means that what you learn, you go through things, whatever it is, and you want to teach other people to do it. And that says a lot about you, about your character. And, you know, that's just amazing. And I think that's what it's all about, us learning, especially within our culture, to be able to do that, to find methods and not just keep them for yourself, what's working for you, and say, oh, I found out this, oh, forget everybody else. No, you
Right.
actually, want to share that. And I believe I sincerely um like I said, I graduated from Believe, but I know that this is going to continue to elevate you and to um um add prosperity into your life as well as other people's lives. And that's what it's about too, right there. So that's where that abundance even financially comes in at, because you help other people, you have service to other people, you providing information for people, and you'll be compensated for that. So that's amazing. I just want to commend you on that. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Anything else you would like to share in regard to your journey or your real estate or what you have next coming up? You said that some doors are opening up. If you want to share, if you want to keep that, because also I believe this too, or I know this too. When you do have things that are coming up, right, and they haven't quite then happened yet, you really don't want to talk about them yet, because you want to keep that strength. You don't want to get people's negative energies and doubts into it to after it happens. Just like, You got that book now. Just like, yeah, you see where I'm going with that?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So,
I have some exciting things that are coming in the first and second quarter of next year. So I would say to your followers, if you want to tap in with me, you can go to meetnajee.com, follow
right.
me on my social media, and just stay in tune with what I have going on. If you want to learn real estate, if you want to get involved, you don't need a license. You don't need to have $1 million in the bank. You don't have to have good credit. This is it's become fun for me. It's gone from stressful, like how do I figure this out? How do I do a deal, to like, wow, I actually enjoy helping out homeowners, and I really enjoy teaching and helping my clients get their systems up and running too.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. And just out of curiosity, I was just thinking, okay, so because I happen to know a couple of people that are in pursuit of their real estate license, would you say that that would be a waste of time, or you think
I
is
wouldn't
it
say it's a waste of time. It's definitely another tool on your belt, but this is a different strategy. And
right?
through this strategy, you're going to make, in my personal opinion, you're going to make way more doing this than you are with your license. I think licensed agents get maybe I want to say like around 3% of
Right.
property that they sell on the market. We're getting, some of these properties, we're getting like 10% of the value of the property as
Okay.
profit. So if the property is worth 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, we're not taking 3% of that. We're getting more like 10.
Now, do you have to deal with, and I forgot, now, real estate agents deal with somebody else that makes more money than them. What are they called? Those ones that really write it all up. I forgot what they're called.
Is
Uh,
it the brokers
the
or?
brokers. Do you deal with the brokers?
I deal with brokers. I deal with
Okay.
brokers. I deal with agents.
Okay.
I typically like to deal directly with the person that's selling the property. I like to deal directly with them, let them know what solution I can provide for them. If it makes sense, and I can structure this on paper to where an investor is going to have a big smile on his face when I show it to him, then I'm going to make sure that okay, I'm going to get paid something decent too, and then there goes the deal. It's I'm making it sound simple because it's simple,
Right.
but
Right.
it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do.
Right. But
Took me
I
two
feel at the
years.
same time, anything that's worth anything is not easy. And plus, if you're passionate about doing it, instead of just looking for something that's easy, which is, you know, you shouldn't be doing that anyway, then I think you can make it work, especially if that's where your passion lies. Also, another question is, okay, from let me know if I'm asking too much. If it's
No, you're
something
fine.
that yeah, but do you have to have your own business to do what you're doing, or can you just as an individual do this?
You can do this in your personal name. I wouldn't suggest it, but
Okay,
like, so before I got started, I thought that I had everything as far as before I closed my first deal. I had my website up, business cards, my
right,
LLC. I had my presentation on point,
right.
but you don't necessarily need that. You can do a deal in your personal name and then iron out the wrinkles after you get your deal once you have that money and start, getting your online credibility. I typically let my clients piggyback off of my online imprint. If they don't have their company, then they'll just say they're with the National Home Buyers Club, and we get around it that way.
Okay,
So
but your book will explain all that.
it's gonna tell you how to appear properly online. It's gonna take you from, hey, I have a 9 to 5, I want to do this. It's gonna show you step by step how
Step
to
by
become a
step.
business owner.
Okay, okay. Wow. Well, thank you very much, Najee, for coming on the show again, on the
The
podcast again. I appreciate you very much. Yes, get that book. The title again is what?
the book on estate hacking,
The book
earning
on
success
estate.
regardless of funds or credit.
Yes, by Najee Wyatt. Go on to Amazon. Go click the link in the description of this segment and go get that book if you have any interest in real estate. Real estate is hot. We all know. Make a lot of money in real estate.
Look at my
Ask
dog
Doc.
trying to say hi.
Yeah, ask Donald
What's up,
Trump. What's your
girl?
dog's name?
Her name is Kanya, like Tanya, but with a C. C
Kanya.
O
What
N
kind
Y
of
A.
dog is she?
She's a pit. She's a pit bull.
Oh, okay, okay.
Big
Yeah,
sweetheart. What's up,
I
girl?
got
You got your little 15 seconds of fame.
Ray. Yeah, we're gonna have to do another show with about her. Yeah,
Okay.
but I was gonna say this while we're here. You said you got some things coming up in the new year. When that happens, I will be more than happy to have you back on to talk about some of these things. Uh,
Okay.
highlight. But yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
I'm with
sir.
that. I'm with that.
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
it.
Thank you very much again for coming on and just sharing with us and highlighting your book and letting us know some things that we didn't know, that you don't have to have a real estate license to get into real estate to make that money. You make more money doing it this way, and the way to do it is read that book and you'll find out everything that you've been through, so that other people don't have to go through things. And what that tells me is that you will go through things, but you'll have a compass to help you navigate through that by reading your what you've already ironed out. And that's amazing. Yes, yes, yes. So your website again is
www.thebookonestatehacking.com. If that's too long to remember, just go to meetnajee.com and there'll be a link there to click and it'll take you right to the site.
yeah, you have it. Thank you, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this video, leave comments, questions, after you watch this. Also, check out my website at 333empower.com. And if you think that you might make a good guest for this podcast, leave an email 333empower at gmail.com. That's 333empower at gmail.com. Thank you very much. See you soon. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolve.